The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Hey, now, hello again, everybody. Welcome to High School Game Day, countdown to kickoff here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Guy Newcomb, the scoreboard guy, alongside Alan Hillyard from Alan Hillyard Sports as we approach Week 12 of the high school football season. It's district championship weekend. All games except one will be on a Friday night from 8-man through Class 6. There will be a Class 6 game at, I believe, at Rittenhour on Saturday. But, Alan, you would know more about that game because you're doing that, Rittenhour, Pattonville.
Yep, it's actually at Pattonville at 1 p.m. on Saturday. It's, like you said, I believe it's the only game on Saturday after a week of games kind of everywhere.
They are.
Weeks ago.
Yeah. As you look, well, and we'll start off in 8-man football here on the 8-man football schedule. In 8-man football on Friday, all these games will be on Friday night. Will be Liberal at Lockwood. Lockwood is 10-0 here, and they've already beaten Liberal by, I think it was 72-20. But the winner of that, which I'm assuming will be Lockwood, will get a very good either Archie or Appleton City team. Archie with just one loss on the season at 9-1, but it was a 2-point loss to Lockwood. So that may be in that first quarterfinal round. That may be your state championship in 8-man football. And to be honest, I don't know a lot about 8-man football because it's kind of brand new to Southwest Missouri. It's always been played up in the northwest part of the state, but Lockwood obviously having a tremendous year.
Exactly. There are a lot of the Class 1 schools the last couple of years have transitioned to it due to numbers and other factors, and I think it's really kept football alive at a lot of schools.
It has indeed, and elsewhere, King City will be at Worth County. North Shelby will be at Knox County, who is also 10-0 on the season. Concordia will be at Northwest Hughesville. Wellington Napoleon will be at Hardin Central, who's 10-0. St. Joe Christian will be at Bishop LeBlond, and West Nottoway will be at a 10-0 Rockport. So a lot of teams coming in to these district championships undefeated here in 8-man football.
Yeah, 8-man football, I think part of it is the distance. Some of the schools don't play, but also a lot of these schools, conference up here in Northwest Missouri, couple schools down Southwest, but they're not. The distance between the schools and the conferences, I think, kind of keep them from playing a lot of each other, which makes the playoffs very entertaining when they get to this stage.
As we move into Class 1, I really feel like, that matchup at Thayer between Marionville and Thayer is going to be the district championship game, although there's a Salisbury team up north that's 10-0, and then the winner of that Marionville-Thayer game will have to likely play Tipton, who hosts Russellville on Friday night. But I think that Marionville-Thayer game will be tantamount to the Class 1 state championship.
Exactly there. That's a game that a lot of people are really wanting to watch. And Thayer's just been they're a solid team every year, so is Marionville. And I don't believe they have played this year either. I don't see them on the schedule, but a very tough schedule Thayer had, and also Marionville. Their schedule. It's another very tough matchup that this could be a shootout or this could be a low-scoring game of the last one with the ball wins.
Yeah, Thayer's only loss this year was to a very good Mountain Grove team there in the SCA, and Marionville lost a game. They had Springfield Central on their schedule. We all know what happened there with them disbanding their program. So they went out of state and took on an Arkansas team, and that's their only loss of the season. So that's Class 1 here. As we move into Class 2, Bowling Green is at Montgomery County. St. Pius, the 10th out of Festus, is at Caruthersville. Cameron's at Mid Buchanan. This is a Mid Buchanan team. Coach Aaron Fritz they're playing really well right now. They're 10-0 on the season. They beat a Savannah. I think Savannah's in their conference. Brookfield is at Monroe City, who's 9-1, and Forsyth is at Liberty Mountain View. Liberty Mountain View is going to make some noise, I believe, at 8-2. But when they cross over, they're likely going to run into a Lamar. And then at the bottom of that bracket is Centralia traveling to Blair Oaks and Carrollton at Summit Christian Academy. Blair Oaks is, I believe, the class of this Class 2 football.
Oh, exactly. There, Blair Oaks coming off last week's win, and that Jeff City region there. I mean, just north of Blair Oaks, Capital City pulling off a big victory. We'll talk about that later, but I mean, Class 2. The Holden and Lamar. That's a game I'd be looking at this weekend. 9-2 for Holden and 7-3 for Lamar. And as you know, you can never count out Lamar. Even in their rough years, it seems, they can win a state title.
And they went through that last year with the injuries. They lost their quarterback in the Mount Vernon game earlier this year. Don't know where he's at with regards to coming back. But, this is a Lamar team that's played in 12 of the last 14 state championships. Yes, you heard me correctly. They have played in 12 of the last 14 state championships, and they've won 10 of them. So just an unbelievable run here. It's unprecedented. I mean, you can look at Webb City, you can look at Jeff City. I don't think anyone has those kinds of numbers that Lamar has. So you just cannot count them out. You put that Lamar Tiger on your helmet, and that may be worth as much as 2 touchdowns before the game starts.
Exactly. They're one of the top programs all time with playoff wins and state championships, if not pushing the record at least. But they're a team that every year, I mean, they've played up before, and they've played in their class. They'll play tough games. They're not afraid to go out and play a tough team, and their conference is a very tough conference to prepare them.
Yeah, I can remember years ago when Scott Bailey was still at Lamar, and they had scheduled Valley Catholic to Home and Homes, and people were wondering what they were doing. And I remember having discussions on the air back when I was at ESPN. I said, I think Lamar wins this game by 3 or 4 touchdowns. And people were like, there's no way. Valley Catholic's won 16 state titles. They'll roll Lamar. Sure enough, Lamar won by 3 or 4 touchdowns both years. But moving into Class 3 before we take a break here, and again, you're listening to High School Game Day on the Missouri Sports Network, presented by the Missouri State Highway Patrol, who reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. You got Potosí's traveling to Dexter. That winner will get the winner from Live for Life Academy and Valley Catholic. There's that Valley Catholic team, 10-0. They will host Live for Life, and that may be a very good game. I know Live for Life plays a relatively difficult schedule, as does Valley Catholic, but that may be the game of the night. You got Boonville is at St. Michael the Archangel. Richmond is at Maryville, and Maryville's a proud program, and they've had some tremendous seasons. St. Clair is at St. Francis Borgia. Moberly is at Osage. Got to see Osage play earlier this year at Bolivar. They've kind of got into shape here since that meeting, which I believe was week 2. Then you've got this upstart Clever team that's 9-2. Coach Mac Whitehead was a Springfield area quarterback club small school coach of the year. They're playing for a district championship. The bad news is they've got Mountain Grove, who along with and then across from them is Cassville and Seneca. And I think between Mount Grove, Cassville, and Seneca, I think one of those 3 heads could win in Class 3. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I fully agree there. And Clever, they've really come out, surprised a lot of people. But, because the last couple of years they've been 0-something seasons. But they've recently just got football. So it's not, a program that's been there for a long time. It's a new program. And going to play Mountain Grove in Mountain Grove hasn't lost at home. And Mountain Grove's another team with, tough conference schedule. And normally if there's a loss for a team like that, it's a very tough game. And, well, I say that it was to Fair Grove, but Fair Grove earlier this season was also a very tough team, and that was a 1-point loss.
All right. That will kind of wrap it up there in Class 3. And again, all these games as well are on Friday night. Hey, be sure to tune into Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network. It's a live scoreboard show from across the state, just 56 games this week, so we shouldn't have as much trouble getting all 56 finals in for you. And then, to be honest, last Friday night, we had 112 games, and before we went off the air, we had every one of them on the scoreboard and reading out. I've got Kent Mueller, who's back in Kansas City, along with the good doctor who's sitting in the other room from me here in the studio and typing in the scores every Friday night. It's a lot of fun, but just a few more Fridays to do this. But be sure and tune into Friday Night Live, presented by Bambino's Italian Cafe at Lone Pine and East Battlefield, home of the Springfield Area Quarterback Club, Tip-Off Club, and Leadoff Club. And we will be back after these messages from our sponsors.
Any given Saturday. And a little work. And a little play.
Hey, little help?
And a truck that says no to nothing.
Hi, Dad. Can I give them a ride?
Yeah.
The Silverado Trail Boss and Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Leaders know there's no guide to greatness. When everyone else says something can't be done, they know it only hasn't been done yet. True leaders weather the fiercest storms and look deep within themselves to rise above and help others find their way forward. At Great Southern Bank, we're proud to partner with visionaries that help raise the tide for all of us. And when you're ready to bring your vision to life, we'll be right behind you with award-winning support.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom.
On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, presented by the Bank of Billings, established 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County, with 2 locations to serve you better, one in Billings and one in Marionville. Also presented by Doak Propane for all your propane needs in Polk County and surrounding counties. See the folks at Doak. Guy to come alongside Alan Hillyard, coming to you from an undisclosed location in Missouri, but that's why we have to have the camera off. We don't want anybody to know where we are, but no, it's just circumstances. But now we're going to move into Class 4 now in our district previews here for Friday night. North County is at Festus. Sullivan is at Vianney. Vianney's 4-6 on the season. Nevada's at Warrensburg. Savannah is at Kearney. That should be a good game there, but I think Kearney is maybe the class of this class. I don't know. Savannah's playing awfully well. And, Coach Anthony Hayes there at Savannah, a longtime friend of mine, had him on several times this year, played at SBU, coached at SBU, coached at Bolivar as an assistant coach. Then he was the head coach at Parkview, and then down at Branson, but he's from that, or his wife is from that area, and she got a principal job up there, so he moved up there, and he's had tremendous success.
Yep, Kearney, that's a name that some people 15, 20 years ago remember as being a powerhouse, and, I mean, they're coming back. They are 10-0 this year with some very convincing wins up in that western part of Missouri there. They play a lot of the kind of suburb Kansas City schools, and they've got a pretty tough schedule.
They do indeed. St. Mary's Southside is at Lutheran North. Orchard Farm has kind of been a surprise this year. I know they're getting tremendous quarterback play. He was a Chevrolet Athlete of the Week here, maybe going back to week 2. And then Odessa is at Hannibal. Carl Junction is at West Plains after they upset Logan Rogersville here last week. But in Class 4, I'm looking, you could get an upstart, and maybe a Vianney that's played up all year in that conference with the Smet, Chaminade, CBC. Maybe they sneak in because of the competition that they played this year, but who knows? And West Plains seems like they're always there with that smash mouth football. Moving into, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, exactly. I was about to say with Vianney, most of their opponents are Class 5 and 6, which gives them really the number 1 seed because of that, but they're also playing a really tough schedule. And again, the kind of the preparation of things is that you play a tough schedule. You're going to get bit once or twice, but it's going to make you a lot better team. And then West Plains and Carl Junction, a rematch from earlier of the Ozark Mountain Conference, which was just created not too long ago.
Moving into Class 5, Central Cape Girardeau is at Farmington. Eureka is at Kirkwood. That's an interesting matchup there. Jamar Macklin, as the head coach there at Kirkwood, going back to his roots. They're 8-1 on the season, so they're a game short because every year they play in that Turkey Bowl between them and Webster Groves. That's, I think, is the oldest contest in the state of Missouri in football history. So they're just a game short.
Yep, I believe it predates Misha by probably 20 years.
Oh, I would say it's probably closer to 40.
Yeah.
Raytown is at Grain Valley. Rockhurst is at Platte County, who I think is maybe along with Cardinal Ritter, and whoever wins that Republic Carthage game. But Cardinal Ritter's at Ladue. Parkway West is at Fort Zumwalt North, and then Capital City is at Lebanon. And Lebanon's that's a team you really don't want to play right now. They've gotten healthy. They've got their running back who missed 3 weeks earlier in the season because of a appendicitis surgery. And then Coach Will Christian does a tremendous job there. And then the Republic Carthage game. That's a game that got away from Republic earlier this year, but Carthage kicked a field goal on kind of a controversial ending where Republic thought they'd intercepted the ball, and it looks like it on video, but they ruled dual possession and gave Carthage the ball inside the 10. They kicked a field goal to win it, but that's kind of maybe going to be a revenge game, but again, it's back down at Carthage.
Exactly there, and what's wild with the way the bracket plays out, if Republic wins this game, and Lebanon wins, Republic is playing basically Willard, Webb City again, Carthage again, and then they're going to play Lebanon. So they're going to repeat their conference schedule almost to what it was earlier this season already.
Yeah, I was talking with Coach Cornelson last Friday night on the high school football scoreboard show, and he didn't understand that. He said, this didn't make sense. And I said, well, if everything made sense, the boys would ride side saddle instead of the girls. But who knows? Moving on here into Class 6, Northwest Cedar Hills at Jackson. Jackson's had a tremendous year. Lafayette Wildwood is at CBC. Lee Summit is at North Kansas City. Liberty North is at Liberty. Fort Zumwalt is at Troy Buchanan. Joplin is at Nixon. Elias Catholic is at Blue Springs. And I'm not sure how that is, but if Elias, I thought surely Elias would host that game, but Blue Springs is the host. According to Misha, let's see. Let me just check the matchup here really quick.
Yeah, see, I was thinking
it is. They mislisted it. It is at Elias Catholic. It says Jefferson City, Missouri.
Yeah, it's off Swift's Highway there.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they've got Blue Springs listed as the home team.
I don't know, but this Elias team is a team that has been bumped up a class, and They're riding with it. They're playing strong here. Both these teams have a very similar win against Rockbridge, though. But that's their only common opponent.
Yeah. Well, I think Nixa goes ahead and rolls here. The thing you worry about Nixa is their starters for the last probably 5 or 6 weeks really haven't been challenged. So they've played 2 quarters at a time in games. I mean, so there's 2 ways of looking at that. Number one, they're going to be fresh and healthy. And number 2, they may be out of a rhythm just a little bit. But Coach Perry does a tremendous job there at Nixa. And if Blue Springs upsets Elias and Nixa wins, I believe that quarterfinal game would be at Nixa. So,
yeah. And Nixa having a conference rematch from earlier where they played Joplin, which they came out ahead in that ball game. But again, besides the Nixa doing the same thing, playing Ozark and kind of running through their COC opponents again. But the good thing is they don't have to run through them too much longer here.
Yeah, and I misspoke. If Elias wins, that game will be at Nixa. If Blue Springs wins, I believe that game will be at Blue Springs because they didn't host the previous game. So my apologies there. Even I make some mistakes on occasion. But Alan, tell us a little bit about what you've got. You don't have any games Friday night, but you may have. Basketball is getting ready to start. It's right around the corner. You're through with volleyball. Friday night, you're just going to be one of us, just sitting there tracking all the scores.
Well, I've got some basketball coming up on Friday. It's the girls' jamboree at Dixon, I believe. So,
no kidding already?
Just that quick. Practice started a week and a half ago.
Yeah. A week ago today.
Yeah, it's.
While we're filming this, a week and a half ago, and when this airs.
Well, we got a couple days off here because the holiday break. So.
Very good. Well, and as always, it's been a pleasure, and we look forward to visiting with you maybe on Friday Night Live if you can get that jamboree done and get back to your studio. We will be here flying the desk here in the studio at the undisclosed location. Actually, I won't be here. I'll be in a different place. Anyway, it'll be all right. Alan, I really appreciate it, and we look forward to catching up with you Friday night.
Absolutely. It will be fun. We're almost to the winter season. We're getting there.
Yeah, you walked outside this morning and you thought you were right in the middle of it.
Oh, don't worry. Tomorrow it's going to be back to spring again, so.
Yeah.
Not sure weather doesn't know what's going on at the moment, but we'll just, I guess, stick with it and see what happens.
All right. You're listening to High School Game Day Countdown to kickoff here at our district rundowns with Alan Hillyard, Guy Newcomb, right here on the Missouri Sports Network. As always, presented by Great Southern Bank, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, Bambino's Italian Cafe, and the Missouri Sports Network. Everybody have a great day. Keep it right here on the Missouri Sports Network.